Okay, here we go in our live stream. We're doing it. We're keeping that momentum going. I think, as Paulo Coelho said in one of his books, we're fighting the good fight. The good fight basically means we're fighting mental health. We're fighting fear. We're fighting negative thoughts, negative emotions, challenges, and we're becoming a more confident version of ourselves in the process, and we're getting a little bit closer each day to our goals, our dreams, our aspirations, however big or small they are. So today's live stream will start off with the topic of negative beliefs and how powerful negative beliefs are and how they hold everybody back. I was listening to a Les Brown talk yesterday, just before I was going to sleep, and Les Brown said something that blew my mind. It actually made me wake up. And this is something that I experienced actually, but I never really said it. I never really said it out loud, and I didn't. Les Brown reminded me, and Les Brown was doing an interview, and the guy was asking him a lot of questions on success and how do you become successful and how do people overcome their fears, their limitations, and when they don't believe in themselves and they were bullied at school or people laughed at them. And Les Brown said that negative beliefs and negative thoughts, they don't die. That really resonated. I'll say that again. Les Brown said our negative thoughts and beliefs about ourselves, they never die, which is why we have to continue to work on ourselves. We have to continue to set goals, surround ourselves with positive people, be positive, continue to listen to motivational messages like this one, live streams. And that's really true. That's true in my experience. And this is why, right? This is why, see, I had a conversation with my friend about this, and a brilliant conversations we had in I think it was 2019. And we were talking about the success that we both achieved. We both admired each other's success. And we were saying, but, despite the success we've achieved, we still suffer with mental illness. We still suffer with negative thoughts, negative beliefs. And a lot of people think that when you're successful, like if you're successful at something and you've got a level of fame, that you don't have any negative beliefs anymore because you've overcome them. But that's not the truth. The real truth is that you always have them. It's how you deal with them. So I thought that was really important to share and kind of base this live stream on that topic, because negative beliefs are so powerful. It's easier for people to be negative than it is positive. Being negative doesn't require any effort, any action. It's just automatic. And, when you look at history and you see that human beings, that humanity has been struggling all throughout history, even I guess as far back as the 17th century, 16th century, and even further back, man, woman has suffered with, the mindset, the mind, having a mind is challenging. But the good news is you can, you see, Les Brown's right. He says you've got to do the maintenance work. It's like anything, right? If you go gym regularly and you look after yourself and you take the right amount of protein and diet and you train hard and you rest, you're going to get in good shape, right? You're going to build muscle. You're going to gain strength on the lifts that you're doing. But if you stop taking the protein as much, if you stop going to the gym as regularly, what's going to happen? Well, you're going to start declining. You're going to start losing muscle. You're going to start losing size. You're going to start losing strength. And at some point, you're going to start losing your happiness. So that's why the message that I said years ago is still so relevant today, which is taking action really, really solves it. Great to see everybody on the stream. Christopher Sarge, good to see you. I've got 5 on it. Good to see you, Dick Valentine. Well, yeah, I'm going to be doing the live streams every Sunday, but I did say, guys, when I feel like it, I just go live, and I kind of want to keep the momentum going at the moment because I'm in a process of building a lot of momentum, and this motivates me to motivate all of you and have these conversations. So, there's going to be days where I won't do the live streams. It will only be on Sunday. So, take advantage now and let's keep building, because you just never know what's going to happen in the future. But yeah, Les Brown is brilliant, man. He helped me so much years ago. His stuff really helped me to be successful, and I've come back to listening to it. Anyway, before we go further, how was you guys' day today? What did you guys get up to? What did you do? By the way, this is my third or fourth day of drinking water and no fizzy drinks. I really don't see myself going back to the fizzy drinks. I'm drinking, I've got my protein shake as well because I went gym today. I had a great session, really good session in the boxing gym. I can see I'm pleased. I'm losing weight in the right way. I don't want to lose like loads of muscle, but I'm losing the fat. My face is slim again. I'm getting more toned, my arms and everything. I'm just feeling fit. I'm feeling great. It's probably why I'm doing these live streams as well, because I'm getting so much energy from the boxing and positivity. So let's have a look at how people went outside today on the bike. Great weather today. What did you do in the gym? That's really good, James. Yeah, it was lovely weather today, wasn't it? I repeated. I did my boxing session again. I mixed it up a little bit this time. I did some shadow boxing in the actual boxing ring. That kind of takes a little bit of courage to do that, because when you get up in the ring, everybody sees you. So I did some of that. I did the bags, did the speed ball. I did about 15 minutes on the cycle, the cardio. I did sit-ups. Really intense session. I trained for probably more than an hour and a half. I was soaking with sweat, buckets of sweat, and I feel great. Just been to the gym, trained chest and shoulders. Great. I meant to do social anxiety drills too, but I got blisters on my feet from the last time. LOL. Yeah, you know what, right? I had that problem as well. You want to get yourself a pair of the right trainers so you don't get blisters. I bought a pair of Nikes that were pretty reasonable priced in central London, and when you wear them, it really helps. Because if you walk in boots too long, although I've got a pair of boots that I like because they're smart, you get blisters. What's up, guys? So yeah, if you're just joining the stream, today's about talking about negative beliefs and how powerful they are and how they hold us back in our life, which they do. They only hold you back if you allow them to. But if you start fighting, for the things that you want and training and taking action, then you can overpower them. But initially, it's very difficult. I'm sure all of you would agree that it's not natural and easy to be a positive person, but it's very natural and it's very easy to be a negative person, because being negative comes natural to human beings. Part of our conditioning and the way that we're built is to be negative, is to think negative and to feel negative. So to change that, you got to build that habit, and you got to practice it on a daily basis. It's a lot of work, but I've realized, I remember a friend saying this who did a lot of therapy, and he recited some of the things he learned in his therapy that I did in my teachings. And he said, you know what, Johnny, you always talk about doing the work, for guys taking the action in order to get your happiness. And he said in therapy, in the group therapy that we did, the teachers come to the same conclusion that you were teaching on YouTube to your students, which is, if you don't do the work, you're not going to be happy. Good to see you, Demetrius. Been a while. Good to see you back, Fred Blogs. Today we're talking about the power of negative beliefs, and we're also coming up with solutions and strategies and ways to counteract that, to overcome these things, because negative beliefs hold everybody back. We've all got beliefs about ourselves which say we're not good enough, it's not possible for us, it's not the right time, we're not intelligent enough, we're not qualified, somebody else is better than us, we don't deserve it. And so we all have these. So when you do the work, basically doing the work is facing your fears continuously and training. It's all action based. So when you're taking a lot of action, there's a lot of happiness that comes, and that's what always happens to me when I take action, especially when I face my social fears. I always feel very happy after, and it lasts for quite long. And the same when I go to the gym and train. But if you put a little bit of effort in, then you're not going to get much happiness or satisfaction. So yeah, some of you say, "Oh, you're doing another live stream," and that could be perceived as a negative or a positive. But the reason why I'm doing another one, because I understand what it takes to be successful. I understand what it takes to inspire and motivate people. It takes time, and you've got to build that momentum. So there's nothing's going to happen if I do a live stream once every 6 months. People are just going to forget about it. It's not going to do anything. It might be positive for a bit, but if I'm doing them regularly, people will notice it. And if people like it and they're attracted to it and they're getting something out of it, they'll see the benefits from coming on these streams just for an hour at a time and talking to each other. Well, appreciate that compliment, but it doesn't surprise me because so many psychologists are saying the things that I said because I went out and figured things out through real life, through taking action, through failing, through not knowing what to do initially, and then figuring it out. And so, there's only so many ways to do something. And if people search enough and they face their fears, most people are going to come to the same conclusion. That's so true. And that's the thing, if you leave things, as you said, Fred Blogs, 10 years will pass, time goes quick. I did my first online workshop last Sunday and I thought I'll be really bad, but I told myself I'm going to do it. And I'm glad I did it. It was all in my head. I got great feedback. Well done. It's nothing that makes me more happy for people and respect when people tell me exactly what you told me, Demetrius. You were frightened of something, you had self-doubt, but you did it. You did it and you did it well and you surprised yourself and you got great feedback. That's living fearlessly. That's what it means to take action. And that's an example of what it means to overpower your negative beliefs. Because as I said, the negative beliefs about, what's up, Aidan, mate? It was really good to see you. I really enjoyed it. So did Nick, having the coffee with you a couple of weeks ago. That was just brilliant. Big up West London. Big up the West London crew. We're not singling anyone out here because we get people from the live stream from all different parts of the world. But I was born and raised, same as you, Aidan, in West London. So definitely got a lot of love for West London. I think regular live streams are good, Johnny. Yeah, and the thing is, there will come a point where I won't have the time to do maybe as many live streams, and that's fine. I'm still going to dedicate once a week. But, I just feel right about keeping this going. Most of our fears what hold us back in our heads once we face them. Exactly. The mental battle is all in our head. Awesome. I'm from London, Ontario. Never heard of that place. I obviously heard of London. That's Aidan. That's the real Aidan, Carl. The great thing is, Carl, I met Aidan in person the other day, so kind of connecting on what I was saying on the other live stream, which is these are great, these live streams, but I'm always going to be straight and frank. They're not as good as meeting people in person. So, yeah, that's my point. But they're better than nothing. They do help a lot of people. Maybe some of you on the stream are nervous, and I get it. You're not being judged at all. You're not ready to go and meet people in person. Maybe that's too overwhelming for now. That's fine. So coming on a live stream is still a big deal for you. Maybe asking a question is scary. So well done for having the courage. And once you feel ready, then you can decide to start meeting people in person. So I'm just reciting some of my old teachings and some of the teachings of Les Brown, because if any of you know me, I love Les Brown. I think he's the best motivational speaker that's ever lived. I honestly think he's the GOAT. There's some great ones, but for me, that's just my opinion. Great. Really appreciate the nice one, Jay. Good to see you, Jay. We got all of the old names, and we had a great live stream yesterday. We had about 31 people on at its peak. It's weird, because the more you start exploring your fears and taking action and coming outside of your comfort zone, the more you realize how much more you need to continue doing it if you want to be happy in life. If you want to, as Les Brown said, if you want to discover the truth of who you are, then you got to search, you got to put the effort in, you got to work extremely hard. But if you're working hard at something that you're passionate about, it's a lot of fun. You will enjoy it. Is that question to me, Chris? My day's been great. I got up again. I went down to the gym. I trained for 2 hours. It was hard. I loved it. And I came back. I made some. I've been dieting. I had a protein shake. Had some chicken and pasta. And I'm going to have another meal after this live stream. So great. Not at the moment, Demetrius. I've got some plans for the future regarding that. So there's a lot of things I'm going to be deciding. So no for now, but not no forever. Yeah, look, I look at it like this, right? Whatever people are going through, whatever's holding them back, fear, anxiety, depression, some kind of disappointment in their life or an inability to motivate themselves to take action. An individual has to find. You have to find something that motivates you. I'm a huge believer in motivation because if you're not motivated and you've got nothing to motivate you, then the likelihood is you're just going to stay where you are. And another thing, right? This is an advanced thing that I've learned. Even when you start taking action and you start getting confidence and you start, things start going well for you in your life. Les Brown said it. You still have to keep taking the action because if you don't take the action, the negative beliefs are going to start coming back again and they're going to drag you back to square one again. So it's a continuous fight. As Les Brown said, everything, he says it, Atlas says it, I'm saying it, everything in life is a fight no matter how you look at it. It's not necessarily physical, but mentally and emotionally, it's a fight. It's a fight to get in shape and train. It does require a lot of discipline, a lot of dedication. Yeah, just get them, Chris. Just if you can, try not to overthink it. Just buy the gloves, buy the pads. Once you buy the gloves and pads, then you've got them, and then that will inspire you maybe to go down the gym and train. Yeah, and another thing Les Brown says that I really like is he says that, you know, we have a story about ourselves that comes from our upbringing and the things that we have gone through and the things that people have told us about ourselves, which is usually negative things, when we're young. And he said that story can, keep you in fear. It can hold you back from achieving your greatness. And he says you have to recognize that you have that story there and it is holding you back. And then you have to start reprogramming your thinking and training and listening to motivational messages and setting goals and journaling and taking massive action. And he always says it, and he's true, and I say it. Whatever you do in life, you'll fail your way to success. Like you're going to fail at everything that you try for the first time. There's going to be failure, whether it's talking to women, relationships, whether it's building friendships, whether it's fitness, whatever it is. But if you're resilient, and as Mr. Les Brown says, if you're hungry for success, then nothing will stop you. No negative person can stop you. No amount of fear and anxiety and self-doubt. You're not going to get discouraged by maybe getting depressed one day or another day you don't feel like getting out of bed because you're tired or you just don't feel like it. The hunger to succeed in your particular goal will outweigh the negativity. And it's resistance, isn't it? Negative energy, negative thoughts, negative emotions, a negative mindset, a negative lifestyle is all resistance. How do I deal with it? I don't really get it. that much because I'm a positive person. I tend to project that onto others. But it happens once in a while, and it depends. It's a very broad question. I can't really answer that in full because it's so vague. But just remove myself from those types of people that are going to behave like that. Well done, Brad. I mean, that's what I mean. It's success is in trying. Sometimes you're not going to get the result you want straight away. Like you might ask a woman out and she's friendly and she likes you, compliment her, but she might not give you her number or want to go on a date with you. But that's still success because you tried. And if you continue socializing, you are going to meet someone. So well done. Let me let me ask you guys a question, right? Let me ask you a question. What motivates you? I'll be interested to know actually what it is that motivates you because everybody's to some degree everyone's motivations are the same, but everyone is motivated has got a different reason for wanting to change or better their life. So, what is it that motivates you guys? Let's see if we can get anyone in the comments to be honest about that. Okay, so poetry and films motivates you, right? Huge believer as well in what we're doing. If you speak long enough to a group of positive people about things that you want to do and fears and stuff, you will eventually take action because there's two things that will happen. Either you'll just enjoy doing these talks that we do, which is fine, this is good, it will make you feel better, or you'll enjoy them, but you'll get to a point where you'll get sick of talking. It won't be enough anymore to satisfy you. Just coming on one of my live streams or anybody's and having a conversation, and that's a good thing. That's what a breakthrough is. You'll get to a point where you'll go, "This is all great, yeah, talking about it, but now I need to take action in my life. I need to go and do it," and that's all we could hope for. Great, great. I'm motivated to kill my social anxiety and improve my dating life. So that's really good that you got that because it's very worrying and concerning when you say to a person in a genuine way, what motivates you, what excites you, what you're passionate about. And if somebody says nothing, that's that's dangerous because we all need something to keep us going. And if you don't have anything, then you're likely to get very, very down, very depressed, very unhappy. So it's a great start to be able to know what it is that motivates you. That's a great start in regards to achieving anything in life. Improve my social life and meet new people. Another really good one. Very similar. CJP's is very similar to Calb's. And it's funny how when you start actually focusing on the things that motivate you, you start automatically being more positive. It's a little bit of a mental trick. If you focus on things that bother you and upset you and make you angry, you're going to think negative. But if you focus on things that excite you and motivate you and drive you and make you want to be better and make you want to challenge yourself, that's the right type of thinking in order to be better in life. And that's why we see, for example, let's say we see stories of people saying they were overweight, they weighed 300 pounds and they had no friends and all they did was eat and sit at home and they got depressed and they were feeling suicidal, and then all of a sudden maybe they looked at their daughter or their son and their daughter gave them the motivation to want to lose weight and get their mental health right. And that's a true story what I'm saying. So it's so good to have a motivation, and I would never agree with any person that would say, well, motivation isn't important or you don't need motivation. That's nonsense. You do, unless you want to be miserable. What's the difference between an addiction and a motivation? That's a good question. Well, I think there is a difference because an addiction, I guess we're talking in terms of a negative addiction, is something that you're addicted to doing and you're motivated to doing, but it's making you feel bad. Where a positive motivation is something that you're motivated to do, and it gives you, it enhances your life. So that's an interesting question. I see where you're coming from. There's a bit of a relationship there with addiction and motivation, because you could be motivated to do negative things. Some people are motivated, obviously, to take drugs and drink a lot of alcohol, and that's not good for you. But some people are addicted to training in the gym and living a healthy lifestyle. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's good. So you're already in writing that, Christopher. I can see the positive changes in you just by saying, I'd like to focus more on my social anxiety and confidence. That's a great start. That's really what you need. This is what I use. It's good to know, James, and always good motivational stories. So you know that saying, they say that if you can find the why, then the rest will sort itself out. Les Brown, he mentions that a lot. So basically, people need to figure out what motivates them, and then obviously the goals are so important, because let's just say somebody says this, right? We've got somebody who says, I'm very motivated right now in my life. I've got the energy. I'm motivated, and then but you say to the person, okay, what is it? What goal are you motivated to achieve? And they say, I'm not sure. I don't know what the goal is. See, there's another kind of trick of fear that you want to overcome. So you want to be motivated, but you want to be motivated to achieve a specific goal. Because if you don't have a specific goal or goals, then the motivation is just going to get wasted, because the motivation is energy. And if it's not put to good use, then where's the energy going to go? Where's the motivation going to go? It's going to go down the toilet, or it's going to go back into the negative beliefs. So let's come back a bit and talk about negative beliefs and how to overcome them. And this is the process I learned and I taught for years. It's so successful. So you got in our head, there's two people. We have a negative person and we have a positive person. One person wants to go to the gym, wants to improve their social confidence, but another person is negative. It doesn't want to do that. It says it's going to be miserable. It's going to be difficult. So you got to fight it. As you're building positive habits and beliefs and taking action, you're going to be challenged at many times and interrupted by the negative part of you, your negative belief, which is going to fight. So it's a constant process of building new positive reference points, and at the same time being vigilant and aware of the negative in you, the negative beliefs that are also trying to surface and feed on. So you could use the analogy. You could say, here I've got a glass of water, which represents positivity, and even though this is healthy, this is a protein shake. Let's just say that represents Coca-Cola or fizzy drinks. I have a choice which one I want to drink. One's positive, which is going to feed the positivity in me, and the other one is negative. So it's a fight. It's discipline, mental toughness to go, no, I'm not going to do the negative one. It's not going to help me. I'm going to drink the water. And you can apply that to anything in life. Well, that's brave of you to admit. And everybody at some point, I believe, deserves forgiveness. And you're a good person and you've admitted that. And I think a lot of people have bullied in their life, if they're honest. I know I got bullied a lot growing up, but I know it in certain times. I bullied a little bit myself, because when you're young, you kind of give back what people are doing to you. But as you get older, if you want to improve, you kind of realize that it's not nice to bully others. You wouldn't like it done. But yeah, everybody's made mistakes. So I can understand you feeling ashamed. And we've all got shame. I felt ashamed about lots of things in my life. But with working on yourself and the positive things you're doing and what we're doing, it can help you eventually to let go of the shame, or to live with it or overcome it. Just keep going. Yeah. And what you're talking about with the past and moving on and letting things go, that is the same conversation I'm talking about here with the negative and the positive. As we're trying to move forward in our life and do positive things, we are occasionally or sometimes on a daily basis we're held back by the strong voices of the past. I know I've had still have my demons all my life as well. I've shared that in many of the streams. Even when you become successful and you are a good person, you still suffer with certain past traumas and pains. But over time, with work and working through these things, some of them do go, you heal. So it's a journey at the end of the day. In Cobra Kai, when Miguel is getting bullied, yeah, Karate Kid's quite a beautiful story about bullying. There's a huge emphasis of that. Yeah, that really helps, as you said, like doing good for no other reason than to change somebody's day for the better. That really helps as well. Yeah, that's okay. Um, doesn't matter if you're a bit late as long as you join the stream. Some people will stay for the whole thing. Some will just stay a few minutes. It's fine. All of it's appreciated. Well, you're doing your 100 push-ups a day. Well done. You did 50 so far. It's great to see you as well. I'm glad that you're trying. You're doing something. Well done. Keep building on that. Yeah, like making somebody's day can. That's another part of personal development that maybe people don't speak about enough. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. Is being kind to others and helping other people in any way you can. Most of the time, it's just being friendly and kind. It can really change someone's day, and it can just really make you happy. I think that's an important part that you guys have mentioned, and let's elaborate on that, especially with mental health, with depression, anxiety. You know, if you have that interaction with someone, whether it's the opposite um, gender or the same or whoever, and you're kind to someone, friend or someone new, and you have a nice interaction, you come away and your self-esteem is boosted, and the person appreciates it. So you can't put a price on that. That goes a hell of a long way. That's really good, Carl. Simple goals such as running a personal best, really good. I think no goal is really silly, and I think fitness goals are very good. I think that's why I've always admired people that go and do marathon runs, or they do certain things, or they swim certain distance, because that's a great way to develop as a person. I'm not quite sure, Chris, with the Cobra Kai, because I watched all the series and I really enjoyed it, but I haven't really been focusing on it at the moment. My focus has been on other things, so I don't know who's gonna show up. Um, we'll have to wait and see. I probably prefer just to watch the season and not know, and then be surprised when the new characters come in. Because if I go online and start doing research, it's going to spoil it for me. If I know, what's going to happen in the show, I want to be surprised and do it that way. Big Frank, I love swimming. Funny you said it. Yeah, I got a thing called swimmer's ear. I had to get these ear drops. I was swimming so regularly, my ears got blocked. So I do love swimming, but I've had to have a break from it, and now I've gone in to boxing. But swimming's great, man. It's really, I think it's underrated. Yeah, yeah. Like, you guys are smart, man. You really get it. Like, I don't really need to explain to you these concepts, and that you guys are really on point. Today, some of you have mentioned Fred blogs and THC Gamer 34 and Calves. You kind of mentioned little things in life that make you happy, like being kind to someone, being genuine, just to be nice, complimentary. Walking your dog. I can imagine how fun that is. Have you been to the Olympic swimming pool in London, Johnny? No, I haven't. I haven't been. I've been to, you know, more of a standard one, which is pretty good. So that must be brilliant. What's it like? You've been. What would I say to anyone that's thinking about taking boxing lessons? That's a great. What I would say is, don't worry, don't be afraid. You're gonna love it, and it's gonna be okay. There's nothing to be frightened of. You'll be around good people. It doesn't matter what level you're at. You'll get better. You'll learn, and it will change your life. It will give you confidence. It will help you in other areas. It will help you to discover your talents. I can't recommend it enough. And just get started ASAP and give it a shot. Do you use supplements for training? Aloe vera products. No, I don't use that much supplements. I do drink protein shakes, not every day though, and I do kind of eat quite a high protein diet. The supplements I took before were amino acids, and my amino acids have run out. So you just reminded me actually that I think I'm going to buy some. So actually, to answer your question, I guess the answer is yes. I have used supplements on and off throughout the years: protein, creatine, amino acids. That's about it. Good to see you, JB, as well. Need to do cardio based sports for that brain development. I'm really glad that you guys are really into your fitness because I love it and I know it's so good for mental health. Just know this, Chris, right? And the same for me and everyone. Everybody's scared when they're going to do something new, but change it to excitement. I'm always a nervous person when I'm about to do something new, but because of the experience I've got with doing many scary things, once I set my mind to it, I'm able to go through with it, no matter how scared I am or how much nervousness is in me or adrenaline. So, uh, once you pull the trigger, Chris, things are going to start opening up for you, and you're definitely improving though, because I can tell by the conversations you're having that they're a lot more positive, as opposed to maybe a year back or a bit longer where you're in a different place. So keep going. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. You do amazing work. Your testimony is powerful. I came across your channel yesterday. God bless you. I really appreciate that. Thanks, man. That means a lot. Same to you. God bless you as well. So let me ask you guys this question, right? I like to ask obvious things. What's your goal right now in your fitness life? What's your goal in your fitness? And what's your goal in your dating and relationships? If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But I think it's good to announce it. This is kind of part of self development. Once you have affirmations, once you can tell some other positive people what it is you want to achieve, they can encourage you, and you can do it. It seems like most of the people on the live stream today are passionate about fitness and stuff like that. Fitness is so key for confidence. I like what you're promoting, empowering men to reach their full potential. 100%. That's sad. I didn't know that, really. That's shocking. I didn't know that. Sub 20 minutes, 5K is my target. What's that, Carl? Is that YouTube or is that running? Sorry, 20-minute 5K to be at 12% body fat. That's a good one. That's very specific as well. It's pretty good. To add muscle to my dating goal is to be able to. Okay, so you're dating, and yeah, I love park run every Saturday. I always try to beat my personal best. That's very good. To become self-employed and have that freedom. Great. You guys are doing great, man. Appreciate the honesty. It takes a lot of strength. You're already, this is a part of success, is, having the courage to verbalize what it is that you want to achieve. Another tip I want to share with everyone and remind myself. Sometimes when we say, oh man, sorry to hear that, and I'm so pleased that your mum is good, man. Thank God. That's great news. Yeah, definitely a lot of positive talking. I mean, I've noticed the change in everybody. The more we've done these, a lot more positivity. I'm working on my self-esteem and moving out of my mum's house in less than 2 years. A great goal, really great goal. I really admire that. You'll be able to do it. So there's some goals, and look, right, this is going to happen. This is normal. I want to speak about this because it happens to me and everyone. Sometimes when we set goals, we want to achieve those goals and we set them, but deep down in our heart, we don't believe we're good enough to achieve them. We don't believe we can. But here's where something comes in. I want to share with all of you. You don't need to 100% believe that you can achieve a goal to achieve it. I know that might sound a little bit contradictory, right, to some of the things other people say, but I've lived this myself. As long as you take the action on your goals and you keep taking action and you fail and you learn, you're going to succeed. So I remember, maybe like some of you, when I was at my parents and I wanted to move out, I was afraid of moving out, obviously, because I'm close with them, and I was afraid of being on my own and responsibility. And I was also afraid of moving in with my girlfriend. And part of me didn't believe I was ever going to get my own independence because I was, close with my family, lived at home for long. But through each step that I took, it became a reality. And then eventually, like some of you at that time, I became a successful entrepreneur. First time I ever started my own business, never know about this stuff before. Met a girlfriend and we moved in together, and we were paying the rent together. So when I look back at that, I'm being honest, at the start, I didn't believe I could do it. I didn't think I was good enough and I didn't believe in myself, but I was passionate. I had the hunger. I wanted it so bad. I set the goal and I kept taking action. And then, so who cares whether you believe that you're going to do something or not? As long as you take the action and you get the result. At the end of the day, you want the result, right? So I hope that made sense. Oh, you're welcome, man. Enjoy the walk with your dog, man. And tell your dog to subscribe to my channel as well and join the live streams. Become fearless. So, guys, don't be tricked by your negative thoughts or mind, which will tell you, "Oh, you can't do that, man. Oh, you can't achieve that goal. That's not realistic, or it's not." Don't listen to it because you can. You know what, Chris? It's good that you've raised that, right? I'm glad that you're really trying not to put yourself down, because that's another trap of that you don't want to do. People do it, obviously, we all do it a bit. And I find, this is just a bit of advice if you want to take it. If you join the gym, Chris, if you start your karate, your boxing, and you stick with that, that helps so much with the situation that you're challenged by, which is, getting a girlfriend. It helps you to overcome that voice that tries to put you down, and make you feel bad. Great, man. Great, man. We appreciate the dogs, the animals. Yeah, you just got to keep chipping away, James. Just little bits at a time. They all add up, man. So I'm saying all these live streams may not seem like a big deal to some people, but it is working. I know the power of this types of stuff. Little by little, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. Yeah, I got some good quality sleep tips. Go and train boxing. Go and have a boxing session, and you'll sleep like a baby because it's exhausting. Or go and do some intense aerobics, fitness, and go and do a lot of socializing. Socializing and exercising makes you exhausted, and to add to that, go for long walks. Um, that's important. Are you talking about? I think Argos should sell some boxing or a sports shop. You'll find one. Yeah, JD, you'll find a sports shop somewhere. Just go online and there's some in central London or probably near where you live. That's a good little tip there. Get blacked out curtains. Yeah, some people, and I'm a believer in it, in turning all the lights off and making it dark. That makes it easier. I asked this question the other day, but I'm curious to know what's the one thing, guys, that this live stream is doing for you or giving you or helping you with? And please answer honestly. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm just curious to know what is it helping? How is it helping? I think I saw that film years ago, Carl, the 40-year-old virgin. That's yeah, that was a long time ago, right? The guy in it's the guy who played in the American Office. Is that the actor? I think. Yeah, it's not hard to find boxing equipment, Chris. A lot of shops do them, sports shops, maybe charity shops as well. Cool. Yes, Steve Carroll. Cal says these live streams, what they do for him, seeing how others are doing and what they're up to. Great, fair enough. Great, it's all awesome. Absorb some wisdom and also like-minded people to bounce some ideas. Great, man, wonderful. I enjoy the streams just for a general chat. Great. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a big part of why we do them. It's really nice weather, isn't it? It's typical London. It's chose to get hot again September. You got good hearing. Yeah, there's some buses and that, you know. Um, my dating life is different to most, Johnny. I think I understand that. That's great. It's hot tonight, isn't it? I can even feel it in just having my vest on. It's quite humid. It's nice though. It's not as hot as it was a few weeks back. Don't worry, guys. With the UK weather, we'll all be very cold soon. It'll be freezing. Appreciate it, Carl. Man, Carl says he's followed the Berba story for years. He enjoys watching the progression. It's like the Rocky story, right? I'm just joking. Can't beat the Rocky story. Just finished watching the film Taxi Driver. It's absolute classic, timeless. I rewatched that a few weeks ago, and you forget how good these films are. They're one of a kind. No, it's okay if you guys don't need to apologize for coming on late because I didn't really give you much notice anyway. This is a random one. The main live stream is on Sundays, right? Sundays at 8:30, so I'm going to stick to that. But this is to keep the momentum going with everybody's goals, give you that extra motivation because we've been in lockdown for so long. So I just really want to top up on everybody's, mindset, positivity, and a place to socialize. Like a lot of you said, some of you Some of you might just want to come on and have a conversation. You're not really interested in going over your fears and goals, and that's totally fine. Sometimes that's even to contradict, sometimes that's even more powerful, just having a positive conversation with friends. The Crow is awesome. Brandon Lee, yeah. Rocky 4, classic. I like the voiceover in Taxi Driver when Robert De Niro talks himself. He's like, I work long hours, 16 hours, something like this. I can't do it exactly. He goes, 16 hours, sometimes 18 hours, sometimes 19 hours. I work long hours. The days go on and they don't end. I love that film. It's a classic, man. I didn't really do it good there, but awesome, man. Fred blogs, he's flying high. He's happy in his dating than he's ever been. That's just the best thing to hear. I'm still learning. Appreciate that, man. We're all learning, and I'm generally happy that you're happy. I can see the difference. When we caught up the other day, and the messages, the positivity. You deserve it. You deserved it. You worked hard. You put the work in. And you got what you deserve. Calv says my Mr. Miyagi impression was better. Yeah, I've seen that film more. That's why. If there's any of you who haven't got a chance to get a question in, it's okay to, if you're nervous, breathe, face your fear, and put your question in. Or if you want to add anything to the chat as positive that can help other people, or you just want to chat, then go for it. Don't sit there in silence, Die Hard's a classic. Everything is mentality. I work with a guy who works loads overtime, then Uber Heats on the weekend. Relentless work ethic. I like that word, relentless. Now he's got a mortgage, well on his way. I like that. It's the power of hard work. Always believed in it. If you want anything in life, you've got to work hard for it. And if anybody says any different, I don't think they know what they're talking about. Daniel-san, paint the fence. Sand the floor. Up, wax on, wax off. What's up? It's all good. It's going great. Daniel-san, hey, Miyagi, hey. Why do I have to paint the goddamn fence? Daniel-san, hey, up, hey, up, hey, hey. I love. You gotta love the Karate Kid. I love Mr. Miyagi's broken English when he goes into in the first one, when he goes into the dojo to speak to Sensei Kreese to ask him to stop, ganging up on Daniel and rushing him. Ask one big favor. Leave boy alone until tournament. And he goes, what does he say? He goes, you're a pushy little. I don't want to swear on the live stream because I don't know if you'd have to swear today, YouTube. He says, you're a pushy little beep. And he says, it's the odds. You don't like the odds. And he says, 5-1, too much, ask anyone. Daniel-san, karate here. Daniel-san, karate never with you. Understand. That's a great movie to watch at any time. But I think if you're feeling down and you haven't got confidence, films like that can change your life, motivate you. I like the backstory of Kreese and Cobra Kai. I loved it as well. Wasn't it great? The kind of Vietnam, the vet, and his story. That was great. Why he became the way he was. No mercy. Do you think a reason some people want to achieve their goal is because they're too comfortable? Do I think some people won't? 100%. It's that goes hand in hand with fear, letting fear hold them back. What is my advice to my 25-year-old self that I regret? My advice is to get started sooner and to face more fear. That's the advice I'd give myself or any young person. Get started as soon as you can at going out and facing your fears, and that's all. Because when you do that, everything comes. Your life changes, and you get more confident. We've got some quotes here to read from the Karate Kid from Christopher. This karate dojo is not a knitting class. You don't come in here and drop a challenge and leave. I love that. Use the crane, Danny boy. Some good little liners here. Listen, man, we may not have the biggest live stream going, but I think this is the most genuine, unique live stream we've got. I mean, we go from talking about overcoming fear, setting goals, being more disciplined, joining gyms, and then we end up getting onto the movies and quoting certain lines and things like that. Brilliant. Too much comfort eventually leads to discomfort, which tends to lead to comfort again. The rest of your it's a catch-22, isn't it? Because when people don't want to get uncomfortable, because obviously nobody generally likes feeling uncomfortable, they choose comfort. But after a while, like you said, James, after a while, the comfort at the start is like, some of them describe it as a mother's love, a blanket. And it feels good at the start because you're comfortable, you're safe, nobody's challenging you, nothing's bothering you, nothing's unsettling your emotions. But after a while, you start feeling like a coward, you get depressed, you get bored. Every day feels like Groundhog Day. Like everything's predictable. And then you start thinking in your head about, other people are living a better life or what you could be doing and why you're not doing it. And it just gets boring. And then that's when the comfort zone becomes the danger zone. And that's when people will either stay there and just continue suffering or get off their backside, take action. Let's read these questions. Yeah, we're back again. My advice to my younger 25-year-old self is to be assertive, say no when you want to, and don't do things you want instead of what others want you to do. It's a good one. Can you give an example of how we can face fear on a regular basis? I will. Let me think. I'll come to that. That's exactly it, Johnny. The days blend together. Is it right to ask a girl out that's working? If so, what's the best way? It depends on the situation, but you can do it. It can be right, and it comes down to social skills. And I think the best thing to do is be aware of the situation. Sometimes it's not appropriate to ask a woman out who's working because it might just be just too socially, but there's times where it is appropriate, and you've got to kind of make that decision based on the level of social intelligence you have. And, it's just being honest and upfront. When I've done that in a situation, I've just said, look, I don't want to disturb you because I can see you're at work. You look really nice. And I was just wondering, can I take you out another time, or could we go for a coffee? No pressure. And if so, I can write my number down. I'm just honest. That's how I've done it. And it has worked for me before. Sometimes it hasn't worked. They'll say thank you, but so there's a bit of advice. It's Saeed Faris, right? It's a mindset. An example of how can we face our fear on a regular basis is we must be in a certain mindset, and the mindset must be, I have to do this. I have no other choice. And it feels good when I do this. It feels good when I face the fear. So you really, you continue facing your fears by gaining the satisfaction and confidence from each fear you faced. If that makes sense. A bit of a difficult one. I can't really answer that, Brandon. You kind of throw me off, so that's a bit tricky because you're a bit younger there. So maybe talk to your parents about that. And I can't give you advice on that right now. Sorry. You're welcome. Yeah, try that. It works. What's up, General Spoon? Yeah, that's it, Chris. An example like that, when when you notice somebody's interested in you, usually, if a girl's interested in you or a woman, you kind of read the signs. But there's no perfect thing to say. It depends on the situation. And the best thing is always to be honest, be respectful. When you're talking to women or in whatever situation, manners and respect go a long way. A lot of women appreciate that. That's why it's nice to say, "Hi, excuse me, nice to meet you. My name's Christopher. My name's Brad. My name's General Spoon. My name's Johnny. Like, what's your name? You're nice. Where are you from?" So you're speaking in a way with respect, confidence. We're coming towards the end, guys. We'll do a couple more questions. Been a really good one today as well. A little top up, and then probably the next one will be on Sunday. Sunday's the main day for the live stream, but I do a couple of bonus ones. So that's been good today. Just giving you last minute any last little questions we've got. I think an hour is a sweet spot. Sometimes it feels good to do the hour and a half. Other times, an hour is enough. Yeah, yeah. At some point, I definitely will be doing some walking videos. I just have to adjust my mindset because I've been doing a lot of videos inside and on the roof, and because I like my new camera lens, it zooms in, so I've got to go back to a different lens. Yeah, that's it. Reading the signs. Been live today for an hour and 2 minutes. Yeah, we had a brilliant turnout yesterday, about 31 people. You can still look at all the live streams on YouTube. So if you miss any, you can watch them back if any of you care to do that. Yeah, there's always, like you said, there's always a sacrifice to achieve the rewards. Always, and that sacrifice is your energy, your effort, your time, your schedule. Um, can't answer that now, Chris, because I haven't decided. I ain't doing any for this event at the moment. When I do eventually return back to work, then things like that will happen. Awesome, man. Nice one, Brad. You know what? I think it's time, guys. We'll call it a day. It's been great, and we'll continue this. Like I said, we're on. There's some good momentum we got here. It's working, so I'm going to just stick with it for as long as it lasts. We'll keep going with these streams, and the main day is Sunday evening. But every now and then, I'm not rigid. I will do a few extra streams during the week when we've got time, when I'm feeling it. Yeah, you kind of caught the end, General Spoon, but that's okay. I'm going to be doing more. I mean, the main day is Sunday, every Sunday. Nice one, Carl. Good to see you. Yeah, appreciate all of you coming on, man. I mean, without you guys coming on, and we don't have a live stream. Appreciate people listening to me, appreciating the advice, and also everybody else sharing their advice, life experience, and the conversations that we have as well. Sunday will always go a bit longer anyway. We usually probably do an hour and a half, 2 hours. I think Sunday is just that nice, relaxed day where it's more good. So stick with your goals, guys. Keep going every day. All right, man. Good night. Speak to you all of you soon.